So I don't want to do a long post this morning, but I wanted you guys check in with you guys and let you know that things are trying to shift and move in my life and with Jesus. Last night I hit a major breakthrough, and I'm going to start doing something a little different along with my videos. I have tapped into something very cool, but very difficult at the same time. And I'm excited to see where God is going to take me, but I definitely feel like some lies really need to be called out in a very dramatic form, so to speak. So I hope you are enjoying following my videos, and I hope that you are truly blessed by what God is speaking through me to you. There'll be some hard stuff coming on my page, so there are trigger warnings. I am very cautious about that because I don't like to be taken and blindsided. So if you guys can't do certain things that trigger, totally understand. But if you are strong and you want to see what I got out there, definitely check it out. I am super excited to see where God's going to lead today and this morning. And He is putting constantly words on my heart. And I really want to write them down, but I just kind of want to sit in them right down this morning. So this morning I just kind of took it off. I'm going to go to my shopping later, of course. I love doing it. But I did some cleaning. I did some freshening, laundry and freshening up my bedding, and it felt really good. Because the Lord wants us to not only take care of our bodies, but also our environments. And also with that, the day I got baptized, I got a very prophetic word. And the Lord woke me up one morning, even shouting that at me. And then this morning, I just woke up to the song, peace, peace. And I just trustful in Jesus' arms this morning and allowed Him to be like, hold me and, guide me through the morning. So I'm really excited for today. I'm really excited to see where He's going to go. I'm really excited for the breakthroughs. I don't like being pushed. I get very defensive and angry, and I had a lot of people pushing me last night. Okay, maybe make that 2 people. But I got really angry, and it kind of seems uncalled for now that I look at it, but I didn't want to go there. And maybe it was 3 people. If you can count the pastor, I guess. But yeah, I didn't want to go there, but I did. I don't know if it was just because they pushed me or if Jesus was like, you're going to go there. But they said something really powerful. One of them definitely, and I know they care well, one in particular. And it's something really powerful to me. And it really stood out. The fact of, are these doors closed because of your self-protector, or did Jesus tell you to close those doors? And I was just like, I can't do this. I'm overwhelmed. No. And then I just started waterfall crying, and I couldn't stop. And I got angrier, and then I couldn't breathe, and I was having a massive panic attack, and super triggered, and I couldn't stop. And the Lord just basically said, here's a pen, write it down. And I did. I wrote it down. And then after I wrote it down, Jesus said, speak it. And I'm like, I can't speak these words. I felt it in my heart. I felt the song in my heart, but I couldn't speak them. But He kept telling me, speak these words. So I did. And it was the most incredible, freeing thing to call these lies and these shame and this one self-inflicting habit of mine out. And after that, the Lord is like, I got more for you. And so this is just the beginning, guys. I am going to blow up YouTube and blow up Facebook, and someone suggested to go on Instagram. So I'm going to go on Instagram, and I'm going to blow up the news feed. And I am going to transform and radicalize this world into action, because that's what Jesus wants. He doesn't want us to sit here. I did was authentic yesterday in my video, and I have no regrets on how I posted it. And I feel like a lot of it was valid. True. But I'm at a new place now. So, we'll all be prepared to be shaken up today. Sorry. God called me. There's some construction going on. My roommate's doing out in the living room. Don't mind that. So God called me to Daniel. And here's my other Bible. It's not the best version. I like the Passion or the Message. But this is a pretty good version. And I just want to kind of read a little bit about Daniel and his vision. And just kind of let you guys soak in the idea that it's not just us that have spiritual eyes. It's not just the prophets have spiritual eyes. But Daniel he was able to see through spiritual eyes something really profound and listen to what Jesus had to speak to him and how to face certain challenges. And I think that's such a good reminder for where we're at, especially. I know that there are definitely some people in my class that may be following this and felt some of the things I felt, and totally valid points. But let's hear what Daniel has to say to us and see where God leads with that. So I'm excited. So this is Daniel 10. It's a little bit of a weird passage to really just jump into because, I mean, you always need context. But I'm just going to read and kind of show the picture that I feel like God wants me to show to you guys. And so just bear with me. I am not a scholar. I am just simply someone passionate and in love with God and trusting him to lead with this. But it's about Daniel's vision of a man. And that man, I fully believe, is Jesus that he has seen, or at least an angel. So let's start with this one. On the 24th day of the first month, as I was standing on the bank of the great river, the Tigris, I looked up, and there before me was a man dressed in linen. With a belt of the finest gold before me was a man dressed in linen, with a belt of the finest gold around his waist. His body was like chrysolite, his face like lightning, his eyes like flaming torches, his arms and legs like the gleam of burnished bronze, and his voice like the sound of a multitude. Daniel was the only one who saw the vision. The men with me did not see it, but such terror overwhelmed them that they fled and hid themselves. So I was left alone, gazing at this great vision. I had no strength left. My face turned deathly pale, and I was helpless. Then I heard him speaking, and I listened. As I listened to him, I fell into deep sleep, my face to the ground. And I just want to stop there, because I just want to kind of reflect on that. Daniel, and then this is the Old Testament, so it's a prophetic showing to what's going to happen in the New Testament and Jesus's birth and death on the cross. But I feel like in this instance, like, this is a very visual way of explaining, how sometimes God appears to us, I guess. He can come in flashing lightning, and he can come in a quiet whisper. And last night, there was definitely lots of lightning and lots of thunder, and he was in this room causing havoc. But he's a good God. But Daniel even had these visions, and I love the way he described him. And I'm pretty sure, like I say, I'm not a Bible scholar, but what I can gather is that he more than likely saw Jesus, and Jesus came to him in a physical form through his spiritual eye. And no one else could see, because specifically for Daniel to see. And I think it's just so beautiful. Like, Jesus is like, you could be in the middle of a supermarket, doing your thing, and Jesus is like right there in your spiritual eye, and you're like, whoa, and everyone else is just going about their business, but there you are, and there you are with Jesus. Like, that's incredible. That we have that ability, and that Jesus gave us that ability, and that he can visit us and really, speak to us, because some of the words I spoke last night are so, like, I'm blown away, but it's truth. Jesus sees you. Jesus hears you. Jesus knows you. He loves you. You are mine. And it's so true. And it's easy to forget. But Jesus shows us in our spiritual eyes. And he shows us in our heart, because our hearts burn when he is near. And let me tell you, my heart was on fire last night. There was no enemy in my room, just myself battling Jesus. And I think that was a really cool experience, but I don't want to go through it again, but I'm sure I will, because those doors cannot remain closed. And it's a journey. Life is really a journey. But just think about that. Like, we're not alone in this journey. Daniel went through it. Moses went through it. Daniel made mistakes. Moses made mistakes. All these old prophets, and then even in the New Testament, like the disciples and those that walked with Jesus, they all made mistakes. They all stumbled. They all did things wrong, but they all loved Jesus, and they all turned around. They all had their own pasts, their own secrets. They all, but Jesus still loved them, and he still showed up to them, and he still made a difference. And so who knows where he'll take us, Who knows where he'll take me? And so I'm starting to think, like, what can I not do anymore? But, it's kind of a feeling of invincibility. It's pretty cool. and freedom. So I hope that you guys have a blessed day and really rest in the image of Daniel, just standing there like, whoa, there's Jesus. You know, there's Jesus before me, dressed in linen with a belt of the finest gold around his waist. His body was like chrysolite, his face like lightning, his eyes like flaming torches, his arms and legs the gleam of burnished bronze, and his voice the sound of a multitude. And Jesus appeared for him, and this is the part I really love. Daniel was the only one who saw the vision. No one else saw it, but they felt Jesus in that room. They felt it, they got afraid, and they ran and hid. Like, whoa, that's awesome. And so Daniel was left alone, gazing at this great vision. He had no strength left. Like, the power of God was so much, he was sapped of all strength and completely weak before him. He became pale and helpless and vulnerable and probably feeling a ton of stuff come up. But then as Jesus spoke and Daniel listened, Daniel fell into deep sleep with his face to the ground. Now, I believe that deep sleep would be an episode of absolute peace. Like that. Just out. And I've experienced that before. Different times. I thought it was really weird at first. But being in a charismatic church as I am, it is actually kind of perfectly normal. But yeah, that is just a phenomenal image of an old prophet. And the way Jesus made him feel and caused him to react. So keep that close to your heart. Jesus may come visit you today. And just rest in his peace, rest in who he is. And I wish you all a great morning, a great day. Go essential workers. If you're not essential, stay home, stay safe, be blessed. Enjoy the beautiful weather again. We are so blessed with that. And let Jesus' light shine. Go out there and conquer the world and start tearing out walls and start knocking on some doors. Because that's how we're going to get somewhere. And if you can't do it, like me, and want to fight, like it's your last thing to do, find some people who are going to push you over that edge. Because sometimes you just kind of be pushed until you break. And then you can face those doors. All right, world. I love you. Take care. Good morning. Virtual hug. Bye.